What happens when the world's most cynical talent judge is forced to admit he was wrong, not once, but twice in a single month? In the high-stakes world of international television, there are rules that everyone is expected to follow, but in early 2026, those rules weren't just bent, they were completely shattered. The headlines across the United Kingdom are currently dominated by one name: Matty Juniosa. We've seen viral sensations come and go, but what we are witnessing right now is a statistical anomaly that has left industry insiders stunned. After moving the audience to tears with a rendition of Purple Rain that earned him an immediate golden buzzer from Simon Cowell, the narrative was supposed to follow a predictable path to the finals. However, the script was flipped during the live semifinals when Matty delivered a performance of Aerosmith's Dream On that was so technically perfect, it forced Amanda Holden to do the unthinkable. She reached for the gold again, effectively creating a double golden buzzer moment that has never been seen in the history of the franchise. This isn't just about a good singer. This is about a performer who has managed to bypass the traditional gatekeepers of the music industry. As we look at the data, the engagement levels on these performances are hitting record highs, suggesting that the public isn't just watching a show, they are witnessing the birth of a global brand. But while the cameras captured the glitz and the gold confetti, our investigation into Matty's recent past reveals a journey that was far less glamorous than the bright lights of the London stage might suggest. What he was doing just months before this explosion of fame will shock those who think this was an overnight success. Behind the designer suits and the flawless high notes lies a reality of long shifts, cold weather, and the quiet desperation of a man living two completely different lives. To understand how Matty Juniosa arrived at this moment of 2026 dominance, we have to look back at his missing years in Scotland. Our reports indicate that after relocating to the UK in 2022 to attend the Royal Conservatoire of Scotland, Matty wasn't living the life of a rising star. Instead, he was operating in total anonymity within the service industry. While he was studying the intricacies of vocal performance by day, he was spending his nights as a part-time waiter in Glasgow, serving tables and clearing plates for customers who had absolutely no idea that the man taking their order possessed a world-class talent. It's a classic story of the struggling artist, but with a modern twist. Matty wasn't just waiting for a break, he was strategically rebuilding his entire identity from the ground up. He intentionally stepped away from the spotlight to refine a voice that many experts now claim is among the top 1% in the world. This period of his life was marked by extreme financial pressure and the isolation of being thousands of miles away from his support system in the Philippines. There were moments where it seemed the dream might actually flicker out, as the weight of daily survival began to rival the weight of his ambitions. Yet, it was during these grueling shifts in Glasgow that he developed the mental toughness required to stand in front of millions without flinching. But the question remains, why did he feel the need to flee his home country and start over in a place where nobody knew his name? To find the answer, we have to look back at a chapter of his life that he almost left behind for good. Is it possible to be too talented for your own good? Or did a major television network simply drop the ball on a once-in-a-generation performer? Before he was the toast of London, Matty Juniosa was a rising star on Idol Philippines, a chapter of his life that ended in a way that many fans still find controversial. In the eyes of the public, Matty was a frontrunner, a top 12 powerhouse who seemed destined for the crown. However, when the final votes were tallied, he found himself on the outside looking in. This exit wasn't just a loss, it was a catalyst for a total career pivot. Our analysis of his trajectory suggests that Matty realized early on that his big, theatrical voice might not fit the standard mold of a local pop idol. Rather than forcing himself into a box that didn't fit, he made the radical decision to disappear from the Philippine entertainment circuit entirely. This led to widespread speculation among his original fan base. Rumors circulated that he had given up, or that the industry politics had finally taken their toll on his spirit. But as we now know in 2026, he wasn't quitting, he was rebranding. He took the lessons from that early failure and used them to fuel a global strategy. He understood that to be appreciated for the powerhouse he truly was, he needed a different stage and a different audience. This gamble, leaving everything he knew behind to become a literal nobody, in the UK, is perhaps the most daring move of his entire career. It was a high-stakes bet on himself that is currently paying off in ways that his former critics could never have imagined. But even as the talent show success continues to grow, a new development has surfaced that proves Matty is no longer just a contestant. He has officially entered the elite ranks of professional theater. While most reality stars are fighting for a few seconds of social media relevance, Matty Juniosa has just signed a contract that changes the trajectory of his career permanently. In a move that caught both the music and theater worlds off guard, it was officially confirmed on May 1, 2026, that Matty has secured a principal role in one of the most iconic productions in history. He will be joining the cast of Jesus Christ Superstar at the legendary London Palladium, taking on the role of Annas. This isn't just a guest appearance or a marketing stunt. This is a full-scale induction into the West End elite. For those unfamiliar with the industry, the London Palladium is the Mount Everest of theater, and landing a role like Anna's, a character known for requiring extreme vocal range and precision, is a testament to Matty's professional standing. This news has effectively silenced the skeptics who argued he was merely a TV singer. It signals a strategic shift away from the fleeting fame of reality television and toward a sustainable, high-prestige career in the performing arts. However, with this level of success comes a new set of challenges that Matty is currently forced to navigate in real time. The transition from a waiter in Glasgow to a West End lead in London has happened with such velocity that it has created a vacuum, and as our investigation discovered, there are those looking to exploit his newfound status for their own gain. The glamour of his 2026 takeover is currently being overshadowed by a digital threat that has forced the star to take legal and public action to protect his name and his future. When you become the most searched name in the country overnight, you don't just attract fans, you attract predators looking to harvest your identity for profit. As Matty's star has risen to unprecedented heights this month, a sophisticated impersonation scandal has begun to unfold in the digital shadows. Our reports have identified multiple high-traffic social media accounts, some with over 26,000 followers, that are currently operating under the Matty J brand. These aren't just fan pages. They are coordinated imposter profiles that have been reaching out to his supporters with cryptic messages and potentially shady financial requests. This is the tax that comes with global fame in the digital age. Matty was recently forced to issue a public warning, urging his millions of followers to verify any communication they receive, as these fake accounts continue to multiply alongside his success. This situation has added a layer of stress to what should be the most celebratory month of his life. It raises serious questions about the security of rising stars and the Wild West nature of social media platforms that allow these scams to flourish. Beyond the fake accounts, there is also the constant pressure of public scrutiny. Every move he makes is now being analyzed by millions, from his fashion choices to his past relationships. The waiter narrative, while inspiring, has also made him a target for those who want to expose any part of his life that doesn't fit the perfect underdog story. Yet, despite the noise and the digital threats, Matty remains focused on the one thing that brought him here, the music. And as we approach the final days of May, the world is waiting to see if he can pull off the ultimate hat trick. We are now less than a month away from the conclusion of a journey that has redefined what is possible for a solo artist in 2026. As the finale of Britain's Got Talent looms, the date points to a landslide victory, but in the world of live television, nothing is ever guaranteed. Regardless of the final trophy, Matty Juniosa has already won the long game. He has successfully transitioned from a contestant to a professional West End actor, a feat that few in the history of the show have ever achieved with such speed. His story serves as a masterclass in persistence and strategic reinvention. He didn't just wait for an opportunity. He moved across the world, worked a manual job to survive, and waited for the exact right moment to strike. Our final assessment of his 2026 takeover suggests that we are only at the beginning of the Juniosa era. With the West End run starting in June and potential global recording contracts reportedly on the table, the waiter from Manila is on track to become one of the most influential vocalists of the decade. The mystery of what happened to him has been solved. He grew up, he leveled up, and he conquered a system that once told him he wasn't enough. As he prepares to take the stage for the final time this season, the eyes of two nations, the Philippines and the United Kingdom, are locked on him. It's a reminder that true talent can only be suppressed for so long before it eventually finds its way to the gold. The only question that remains is, what will he do now that he has the world's undivided attention? One thing is certain, everyone will be listening.